Hi, everyone. I wanted to, when I accidentally went over that incident in the ambulance, I was just going to talk about my anxiety and a little bit and explain about the, God to me, the humility thing. I didn't mean to go into the funny farm thing. But I did, and then that was my experience, and so it got me thinking. Also, I wrote notes down, and I don't have the notes with me, but I think I can remember is a few things. When I talk about this stuff, of course, I'm talking to myself as well. I murmur and complain all day long. I gotta smack myself. I am not humble a lot of times. And, especially with that, there's a godly sorrow and then things like that. And then, we're all built differently with different gifts and different strengths and weaknesses. So to me, I don't have a problem with traffic. So, hey, if somebody else, or I don't have a problem with other patient things. So I just want to get that clear. I am not pointing a finger at anybody, and I am not judging anybody in those regards, because we're all different. And if anybody is reserved or shy, I'm not trying to push on you, oh, you better get out there and witness. And oh, my track that was 3 pages long, it wasn't about, a million different ways you have to do to be saved. It was 3 pages because it was a bunch of Bible verses out of most every book of the Bible about certain things that pertain to life. And I thought, oh, well, if I give them one scripture in each book, then they might start reading more of that book, and then they would, kind of give them a little start in each book. But it wasn't all books. But anyway, so when I got into that, it reminded me, I started thinking about it again, because it was very, very beautiful. Very beautiful, 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 His presence can make everything disappear. First, I still had the pain and the anguish and the crazy but through all that, I felt him, and I know what I felt, and I know, it's him, and you are just, I don't know why he did that. Because, like I said, some people, it changes their lives forever, and it did. But I also knew I was doing wrong, and I had to change, and I had to stop. I had to get back to Jesus. But still, I wish it would have, solved all my emotional and mental problems instantly. So, and then it reminded me, and then my comment about 98 subscribers, and I don't know that, bless God, I have 98 subscribers, and if I sounded like I belittled that, I didn't mean to sound like that. That is disgusting of me to even sound like I might have been poo-pooing that. And they're all from probably Daryl. And then, Daryl's channel too, I recommend. I was just, if most of you people are from Daryl, then you know about him already. But, this other experience I had was about 2017, and I was on the couch. I was suffering severely emotionally because of a marriage, right? This second marriage. And I was just wanting to jump out of my skin from the gall. And I was believing in faith for this guy and my husband, my ex-husband. And things will get worse when you start standing on a promise and everything. And I know it ended in divorce, but it's still a promise. And I've already explained that in another. So when I'm laying there and I am just in anguish and all I can do is groan and moan to God, and Jesus saying, this is gall, this is just absolute gall. And when Jesus said, I thirst, he was at the end, right? He had already sweated, cried, beat. He was dehydrated. He was at his death's door, right? And all he wanted was a drink. He said, I thirst. So when you guys are at your worst, it's the end, you feel like it, and then they give you gall to drink. And then on top of that, to make matters worse, they give you gall. So they did all that to Jesus. He felt abandoned by his Father. And by the way, he said, my God. He didn't say my Father. I wonder about that. He said, my God, why have you forsaken me? He didn't call him Father anymore. I don't know why, but he is everybody's God. He is God. Anyway, he thirsted. That's all he wanted. He knew probably they were going to give him gall, but of course he did. They knew they would, do that with his garments and all this. But when you're at your worst wit's end, like this is going to drive me to do something I'll regret or whatever the case is, and then they give you gall to drink. So I'm suffering on the couch with gall in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden I feel the presence again. This Jesus is there, and all, like, when in the ambulance, I said what I said in that sentence. It's not like that sentence came to my mind and I said it. Same thing on the couch. It's not like his presence told me anything. I'm the one that had to put it into words, because there's really no words. So when his presence came on me, whatever the message was, when his presence was there and so beautiful and makes everything like nothing, even though you're still in pain, it doesn't take away the pain, but he is there. The only words that could come out of my mouth was, how could I have ever doubted? How could I have ever doubted? And I kept repeating that. I'm like, how could I have ever doubted? How could I have ever doubted you, God? And when I reflect on that sometimes, every now and then, because I can't always remember what it was I was paining over. And I mean, I can remember it was horrible, but I can't, and so I guess I was talking to him about the situation, like, Jesus, this isn't going to work. You're not, performing your promise or whatever the case. I don't know what I was saying to him. But when he came and he was there and I was crying, and then he was there, and for like a second or two, 3 seconds, whatever, like I said, those 3 seconds are like an eternity of information, of maybe not all kinds, but what you need. And it speaks volumes. And all I could say was, how could I have ever doubted? How could I have ever doubted? How could I have ever doubted? Maybe I was doubting his love. Maybe I was doubting his faithfulness to me. Maybe I was doubting, why are you not here? What? I don't know what I was doubting, but I know that was coming out of my mouth. And like I said, it's not like it solved all the problems the next day or that night, but it gave me something to oh, hug, and Jesus was there. And even if it didn't last forever, I'm like, because some people are different with experiences, and they, good for them. That's wonderful. Jesus is merciful in different ways to all of us. He obviously needed me to go through something that would make me something else. It's in the Bible. It's talking about he's molding us and shaping us. So I just wanted to share that other experience when he seemed to, it wasn't a light, it wasn't a heaviness, it wasn't an oil. It was just, you could feel him. You could feel something. He was there, and it's perfection. It's perfection. It's only Jesus. You know it. And all I could say was, how could I have ever doubted? And probably because I was standing on some Bible verses, and I thought, oh, I must be wrong. I'm going wrong somewhere. Anyway, I thought I'd share that because that other experience reminded me, and I had briefly touched on that experience in another video in the ambulance. I didn't say ambulance, but I said I had experienced him. And so I went ahead and went into that. And this is just, like I said, another one, like in 2017, in a horrible crisis I was in. And God bless you guys. And I was going to make another video about something hard to talk about, but it's not hard as in for us. I was just going to kind of encourage some of us who are like reserved or we're shy and we don't like to go out and witness. And I have never led not one single person to Christ. Do you guys know that? I have led 2 people to get baptized after salvation because they had been said it on a TV show or something, but I've never led anyone to Christ. I mean, do you think I don't get convicted? So okay. Anyway, God bless you guys and love you. Bye.